Hello everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you, our PU class of 2021-2022 academic year. And so we are very excited at the Board of Undergraduate Studies to have you this very month. And so first, I want to tell you some few things about the Board of Undergraduate Studies. And before I go far, I also want to introduce myself. My name's Professor Stephen Mwoki Joshua. I am the Director, Board of Undergraduate Studies. And we are located in what is called the Old Library Building, office number L6, that is LF6. And here in this city, which is called Kilifi, we call it Resort City. I think you will have one of the best memorable moments of your education. And that is our duty to make sure that it is pleasant and very enjoyable for you. First of all, let me tell you something about our staffing in the Board of Undergraduate Studies. We have got two important staff that you will meet regularly as students in Pwani. One is myself, the director of the board in the office. The other is my admin and secretary doubling. She is called Florence Mtueta. Then I also want to tell you something about how the Board of Undergraduate Studies is constituted before I tell you what it does. So its constitution is mandated through what is called the Statutes of Pwani University. There's a big book that guides the university. It's called Statutes. And in Statute number 16 is where you find the Board of Undergraduate Studies, which says there shall be a Board of Undergraduate Studies that shall coordinate learning at undergraduate level. So we deal with only degrees across the board, all degrees, not diploma, not masters, but any kind of degree that you study in Pwani University. It's our responsibility to coordinate your learning activities. So, who are members of this Board of Undergraduate Studies? Several. One is, and it is actually constituted to serve a particular purpose. So, number one, we have the university librarian. Number two, we have the Dean of Students. Number three, we have the Director, Quality Assurance. We call him DQA. We also have the Registrar, Academic and Student Affairs. We have the Admissions, represented by a Deputy Registrar, Admissions. We also have representatives of all academic schools, that is faculties. When you come to Pwani, you already probably know that you will be located in one faculty, say Faculty of Education or Faculty of Humanity and Social Sciences or Faculty of Health and Human Sciences, and any of those, we have a representative, a staff, representing you and in our board. We also have, and there are 7 of them, then we have student government representatives. We have 2 of your government representatives in our board. These ones will tell us a lot about your programs and what your needs are. And then, of course, there is myself as the chair of the board. Let me tell you something about the mandate, and I think this is the most important part. What is the role of the Board of Undergraduate Studies in your studies here in Pwani? One, we are mandated to coordinate admissions and the admission process. So it is our duty to make sure that when you come, your first experience and afterward in settling down into Pwani University is smooth. And we work together with other offices like Registrar, Academic Affairs, and also Student Dean. But we also do what is called development of new academic programs and accreditation. Any program that you study in Pwani must be accredited by the relevant bodies. For example, if you're taking nursing, There is a body called Kenya Nursing Board. If you are taking public health, there is the Kenya Public Health Board. If you are taking medicine, there is Dentistry and Medicine Board, and like that. If you are taking education, there is a body called the Teacher Service. Okay? So, all these bodies, we make sure that the program you are studying is registered with them, so that upon your completion of your degree, you don't have to float around as if you are an illegitimate child. So you have recognition in your area of industry. And so that's what we do. But we also partner with schools to develop new programs in areas that could be of need. We may find there is a need to develop new programs in engineering, in medicine, in whichever area. It is our responsibility to work with the schools to develop those programs. Okay? Another mandate that we have is with regard to student transfers. And I think this one touches you very directly, immediately you arrive. Those students that are admitted to Pwani University and for one reason or another, they are not happy with the program that they have been admitted to, and they qualify for another program within Pwani University, we have got two options for such students. One is what we call inter-school transfer. That means you can move from a program that is in one school to another, note the word inter, across the schools. So you can come for a school of education maybe, and you want to move to school of business. That is inter-school transfer. We coordinate that. Another thing that we do, we coordinate what is called intra-school transfer. That is, if you are transferring from a program within the school to another one, still within the school, it's intra-school transfer. Say, for example, you've decided to move from a program called public health to nursing. They are all under the School of Human and Health Sciences. So that one will be an intra-school transfer. And we also coordinate that. How does that happen? So usually very simple process. Online is supposed to be completed the first 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, that process should be done according to our almanac, and you are settled in class. Okay? What does that mean? It means it's an online process initiated by you as the student. You go take a form, fill the form, indicating which program you are in and where you want to transfer to. That form goes to the school dean, and the dean is releasing you to one program or to another. And that information is fed into a system, an online system. Then that information comes to us in the Board of Undergraduate Studies, and we consider that application. And we approve it or reject it on the basis of your qualification. But you must always check what is your cutting point. You know, every program has got cutting point, what is called the entry minimum point. And it's easy to check that. You can do that on your own. And if you don't know, we can guide you. But before you choose to transfer to any program or fill any form, first of all, check whether you have cut-off points for such a program. Otherwise, it will be a waste of time, because those cut-off points are provided by government. There is nothing we can do about it. Okay? So, but that's what we do. We make sure that students settle in programs that are best fitting their interests, their passion, and their future desires or aspirations. We also do something else apart from that. We do what is called a bursary distribution. Pwani University sometimes receives funds to distribute to needy students as fees option. Usually it's not much money, but sometimes it's very helpful to especially very needy students. So what we do, we have a criteria, and there is a form that is usually available for students to apply and indicate their need. Last year, we distributed 1 million Kenyan shillings to needy students in Pwani University. And we follow that very carefully to make sure that only needy students are able to receive such kind of an amount. Sometimes it's just 10,000, sometimes it's just 5,000, or even 20. but it is something for a person who is experiencing quite a dire need. And so if you have quite a need and you can prove it, sometimes it's if you are a widow, no, not a widow, sorry, if you are an orphan, or maybe you are a kind of person with certain challenges, we consider those. The other thing I want to say about our program, or what we do, is student, we do field course coordination. There's two of them. There's field attachment and there's field course field trips. What happens is that in learning at Pwani University, there are certain courses that require you to go to the field to learn something from not a classroom context. And that may require you to visit maybe an industry, maybe visit a certain institution, or even a factory, and observe and see and participate in a way within a day or two. Those ones, we call them field course trips, and they are organized within particular courses that are offered. We coordinate those. We also coordinate what is called now field attachment. Field attachment is longer. When you reach either second year or third year, depending with your program, you are required to go for attachment, where you are attached in the industry for probably even 6 months or 4 months, depending with what your program has provided. And this one is usually catered for in your fees payment. You might see a fee that you pay in your fees collection, which is called field attachment fee. If you're paying that, then you're entitled to go for a field attachment before your graduation. And it's a requirement for you to pass that component before you can graduate, sometimes in third year, sometimes in second year. So we do coordination of that event as well. So that is one of, those are mainly our mandate. The other things that we do is probably participate in certain committees that are investigating certain issues, maybe student failure, if it is issues of failure or no competence in teaching. It is our duty to check what the issues are, wherever there is a problem. And so this is important. As I go to conclude, I want to say you need to make use of the Board of Undergraduate Studies as a student. We are basically called the bus. Sometimes they joke about us that we are not a matatu, we are a bus. So it's just a joke, but the initials mean Board of Undergraduate Studies. Please make sure you can use this office for addressing issues that you find are pertinent. For example, maybe there is a class that was never taught, maybe taught once, and you are supposed to do an exam. You know, a class, there's supposed to be an attendance of several lectures and cover a certain number of hours before you can go and do an exam at the end of semester. But as a student, it is your right to raise an alarm when a lecturer doesn't come to class all the time and the semester is finished and there is no proper explanation. Similarly, you can also raise a concern and bring it to us when you have an issue that affects your learning, whether it's a field related, a bursary related, and any other. Sometimes you can also use the channel of your student representatives to raise that concern with us. And you will not be punished or targeted. We can use that information in a manner that you will not be exposed as a student, but you will be able to address the issue. So it is very important for you as a student of Pwani University to know that we are here to help you. We are here to make your learning memorable, happy, and without any obstacles. There will always be, but it's our duty to address them. And so I want to take this opportunity to wish you all the best as you plan to travel, settle down, and have a good time in Kilifi. And when you come, pass by in our office if you find time once in a while and say hi to us. We believe that we are friendly people. God bless you.